Welcome to SVG-TV's news for Monday, August 26, 2024. I'm Triska Campbell with the details. Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, was conferred Japan's Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun on Friday by Japan's ambassador to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, His Excellency Yutaka Matsubara. Dr. Gonsalves is the first Vincentian national to be conferred the diplomatic honor, as it reflects the strong and positive relationship between the two countries. Speaking at the reception honoring the Prime Minister, which was held at the Prime Minister's residence, Ambassador Yutaka Matsubara underscored Japan's deep respect for Prime Minister Gonsalves' vision and efforts in promoting both bilateral and global cooperation for development.
It is therefore quite appropriate that the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, one of the preeminent leaders of the Caribbean, is receiving a national decoration from Japan for his efforts to expand the partnership between Japan and St. Vincent and Grenadines, and by extension, between Japan and the wider Caribbean community. Honorable Prime Minister, your earnest efforts to bring St. Vincent and Grenadines and Japan closer together in friendship and partnership have been well received, highly regarded, and, as demonstrated by today's conferment ceremony, wholeheartedly recognized. We celebrate your contribution to strengthening the bilateral ties between our two countries.
Receiving the award, Prime Minister Gonsalves expressed his gratitude, which he said he will accept on behalf of the people and government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
We have an instinctive understanding of the importance of defending our sovereignty and our independence, and to avoid the interference in the internal affairs of other countries. We subscribe to the Charter of the United Nations and the precepts therein. We have been partners in all multilateral settings, and we have built productive bilateral relations. And during the last 23 years and more of my prime ministership, that those relations have been strengthened immeasurably, and they have been strengthened, fortified in the manner in which they have been because of the commitment of successive governments and the people of Japan. And I thank all of them deeply.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves also thanked the Japan government for their contribution towards the relief, recovery, and reconstruction efforts post-Hurricane Beryl.
We know that you have worked with us very closely on a lot of infrastructure touching and concerning the fishing industry. And we know that you will continue to do that, and we do excellent work globally and bilaterally in the area of rampaging climate change.
His Excellency Ambassador Matsubara conveyed his heartfelt sympathies to SVG in light of the recent devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl, noting the many challenges faced by this country.
In this difficult time, Japan, a country that has also experienced countless natural disasters, stand with Your Excellency and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the process of recovery. Since 2001, as the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you have made a great effort to strengthen bilateral relations with Japan over the past 23 years. Furthermore, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation for your support for the achievement of the three pillars of Japan's CARICOM policies since 2014. First, cooperation towards sustainable development, including overcoming the vulnerabilities, particularly to small island states. Second, deepening and expanding fraternal bonds of cooperation and friendship. And third, cooperation in addressing challenges of the international community.
2024 has been designated as the Japan-CARICOM Friendship Year, and commemorative projects will be implemented in Japan and CARICOM countries with the main objective of deepening exchanges between the countries. Repairs to houses damaged by Hurricane Beryl in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are ongoing, with damage categorized from level 1 to 4. Thus far, more than 570 houses have received government support to rebuild or repair. This was disclosed by Minister of Housing Orlando Brewster in Parliament last Thursday while responding to a question posed by Opposition Member of Parliament Daniel Cummins on the rebuilding of homes and assessment.
Madam Speaker, as of the 20th of August 2024, for level 1 and 2, which are minor repairs, we have totally completed 171 repairs. We have 185 ongoing, and we have aided persons who can assist themselves, over 215 persons, which give us a total of 571 persons that we have either completed ongoing work or we have aided with material assistance.
The Minister of Housing added that the Housing and Land Development Corporation will be rebuilding houses that were severely damaged.
HLDC has received its contract for 67 homes for level 3 and 4, and work is expected to start immediately this upcoming week. Madam Speaker, this task is not one that requires a quick fix.
The minister said assessments are still ongoing, and according to the minister, his ministry will be providing materials to homeowners to repair their houses.
The homeowner will sign an agreement form stating that the materials provided are for the intended purpose, and they are assessed as well. So even though we're providing the material, we have to make sure we monitor the progress and where these materials are going. So from time to time, the assessor will go out and do the check. You got the materials, you say you're going to do the work, so let us make sure that you're doing the work and also that you're doing it in a proper manner.
There are over 4,000 houses across SVG that were affected by Hurricane Beryl. With Parliament passing the bill for loan to build the new Arnisville Hospital, the concern of the increased debt was raised by Opposition Member of Parliament Fitz Bramble. Bramble, who is also an economist, stated that the debt is likely to reach 90% of GDP.
Our debt to GDP ratio was 85%, meaning every dollar that we generate, every dollar that this economy generates, we owe 85 cents in debt. With this loan of $334 million, that is going to increase to over 90%. Of course, unless there is a commensurate increase in our GDP. And I don't have much confidence to believe or to conclude that that will happen. So, this is serious, very, very serious. Hence the reason why we ought to not only pay closer attention to this report, but make a stronger, concerted effort to keep our debt manageable and sustainable.
Responding to the concern, Prime Minister Dr. Afghan Salves explained that the loan will be repaid anytime soon, which gives the country time to keep its debt under control.
If, as you have reaffirmed, that in the first 10.5 years, you will not be paying anything, in that period of time, the GDP is growing.
We hope.
Well, that is what has been happening. And then you have 30 years after that, 10.5 years to pay, which you would expect that the GDP would also grow.
The Central Water and Sewage Authority will continue to supply water to the southern Grenadines as the water systems were destroyed by Hurricane Beryl. To date, 210,000 gallons of water was reportedly provided, so says Minister of Health Sinclair Prince, while responding to a question by opposition Member of Parliament Daniel Cummins, who asked about the provision of water to hurricane-affected people.
To date, approximately 210,000 gallons of water have been delivered and distributed to the islands of Canouan, that's 10,000 gallons, Mairo 27,000 gallons, and Union Island 170,000 gallons. This service will continue until sufficient on-island generation capacity and storage are established. The installation of water tanks at strategic locations in Canouan, Mairo, and Union Island to allow easier access to water for residents. That's the second point. Third point, the cleaning and disinfection of the 2 rainwater capture systems at Clifton. That is the one below the hospital storage capacity of 140,000 gallons. And we are trying to keep that full all the time. And at Donaldson, estimated storage capacity of 60,000 gallons.
The minister said that on Union Island, potable water will also be delivered as per usual to ensure there is no water shortage.
The establishment of RO, potable water generation on the island of Union. That's the fourth point. Currently, the total RO generation capacity on the island is approximately 7,200 gallons per day. This capacity will increase by 7,000 gallons per day within the next 4 weeks, with a donation to the CWSA of a 290 gallon per day RO plant by Global Support Development, valued at $27,000 US. And finally, the installation of pump stations at 2 brackish water boreholes in Ashton to be used for non-potable purposes, with a combined estimated potential yield of 10,500 gallons per day.
More than 80 students will be exposed to leadership training crafted by the General Employees Cooperative Credit Union, GECU. The students, who are primarily GECU scholarship awardees, will be empowered through the 2-day Youth Leadership Symposium, which started today at the Pastoral Center in New Montrose. Chief Executive Officer of GECU, Maxine Johnny, said it is necessary for young people to receive holistic development, which helps with personal growth.
Apart from giving you a financial support to aid in your education, this is an alternative way of us developing the holistic aspect of you, our scholarship holders. We want to provide a platform for you to cultivate your social and leadership and life skills. I did not get to speak to Danielle about the program, but I know how the program is normally structured. It's structured in such a way for you to show your leadership skills for education, for fun. And throughout the process, the 2 days, I want you to trust the process. And I want you to participate as best as possible. The
theme for this year's Youth Leadership Symposium is Embracing the Pathway to Success. President of the GECU, Michael Sayers, said success differs for everyone, but everyone should strive to be successful.
But I just want to encourage you, take in everything that you can. Don't take these moments for granted. Don't take the people who are sitting next to you, who you are connecting with, who you are forming friendships with, for granted. Share, learn, grow together, give up yourselves, and receive everything that you can receive. Because yes, the pathways to success may be different. Success might look different to everyone, but there are several things that are key if you want to be successful in this life. Time is not going to wait on you. Take every opportunity. Make every moment count.
Past GECU scholar Karan Gordon, a civil engineer, shared her experience with the students, noting that to become successful, it requires hard work and sacrifice. However, she was able to achieve her goals because of a good foundation.
In your journey in life, I advise that you have a solid foundation. My foundation growing up was God. The first thing in my foundation was God, okay? During school, the scripture verse I used to go to all the time was Matthew 6:33. Put God first in your life and everything else will come to pass, right? Along with having a good foundation, you also have to have your parents. Your parents are a key role in your foundation.
Hundreds of students have participated in GECO's Youth Leadership Symposium, which is now in its 11th year. In other news, 13 members of staff at the SVG Coast Guard Service have graduated from the Basic Electrical and Mechanical Engineering course. The successful participants are able-bodied seaman Kadeem Henry, Ordinary Seaman Shane Fraser, Latanya John, Cody Laidlow, Lesron Pope, Jesse Lee Porter, Julie Stapleton, Tay Williams, Coast Guard Auxiliary Assad Ashton, Shaniqua Grant, Kadon Hakshaw, Keswin McPhee, and Israel Roberts. The 2 weeks course forms part of the continuous professional development for members of the Coast Guard Service. Commanding Officer of the SVG Coast Guard, Commander AG Mr. Dion Henry, explained that it was recognized that there was a deficiency within the engineering department concerning electrical engineers. This deficiency, according to him, threatened the efficient and effective functioning of the Coast Guard Service. As a result, he held several meetings with the head of engineering departments and directed him and his team to develop programs to train officers and build capacity within the department. Police officer Devon Butte has completed his law studies and will soon be able to practice in the Eastern Caribbean. His dual roles as a police officer and lawyer uniquely position him to contribute to the legal system with insights gained from both fields, offering an invaluable perspective in the pursuit of justice that is both intriguing and appreciated. Commissioner of Police Mr. Enville Williams, AG, Consultant ED Corporal Devon Butte congratulated Devon Butte on his academic achievement. The acting commissioner said that the recognition and support from Officer Butte's journey to becoming a qualified lawyer is a source of pride and inspiration for the entire community. Officer Butte is expected to graduate in October 2024 and later be called to the practice law in SVG and the Eastern Caribbean states. The first ITIL Fest got underway at the Honorsville playing field on Saturday, August 24th. There were more than 30 booths set up, which organizers said was well attended. The festival showcased the foods, culture, and traditions of the Rastafarian movement, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The hosting of the ITIL Fest was to educate and make Vincentians aware of healthy lifestyle promoted by Rastafarians. The ITIL Fest Committee, which newly formed, organized the event, which concerns with the Emancipation Month of activities.